Speaker, my question is to the Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services. Minister, since being elected, I've had a chance to meet with a number of police in my community, and they work hard every day to keep us safe. I occasionally hear about interactions between the police and members of my community, and overwhelmingly those interactions are positive. However, I have heard on occasion some concerns about interactions between police and members of the community that seem to be arbitrary or based on nothing more than race. Every time a person is stopped based on their race, it erodes the trust that should exist between police and the members of the community that they are a part of. Last week I hosted, as you know, Minister, a street check consultation in Etobicoke Centre at Rathburn Area Youth Project at Burnhamthorpe Collegiate. Minister, the event was attended by over 40 constituents, most of whom were young people. And notwithstanding how they felt, they came and spoke candidly about the challenges that they face, and they had fantastic ideas on how government can help them. During our discussion, they expressed concerns about the way street checks are being carried out. Minister, could you please explain what you are doing on this issue?
Thank you. Minister of Community Safety and Corrections.
Thank you very much, Speaker. And I want to thank the member for Etobicoke Centre for asking this very important question. Speaker, you may recall back on June 16 of this year, I announced our government's intention that we will be bringing regulations dealing with street checks in the province of Ontario so that we have consistent practice across the province. As a result, Speaker, we've been consulting across the province, meeting with many community members to hear their experiences dealing with carding or street checks. I want to commend the member from Etobicoke Centre for hosting his own consultation and forwarding his feedback he received to us. Speaker, I want to be very clear because there's two key fundamental principles that is driving Ontario's approach for developing a new practice. Number one, Speaker, we take the protection of human rights very seriously, Speaker, and there is absolutely zero tolerance when it comes to any kind of racial profiling or discrimination. Second, Speaker, that we stand opposed to any police stops that do not have a clear policing purpose and which are predicated solely on bias.
Thank you. Supplementary.
Thank you, Speaker. Thank you, Minister, for that answer. It's great to hear that you've pursued these consultations with the people of Ontario, and the members of my community in Etobicoke Centre are being heard. Minister, you have said that as a government we stand opposed to stops that are predicated on racial bias. If we are opposed to that, then they should not be allowed to continue. So, Minister, could you please explain to the legislature why you are not simply banning street checks?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Speaker, I've attended many of the public consultations personally, and they have been very emotional. To hear experiences of people from across the province, especially young people's experiences, has been moving. And one thing, Speaker, that we have heard clearly is in terms of the definition of street check. And they are essentially, Speaker, stops that are random and arbitrary, predicated on nothing more than bias, without any clear police purpose, a reason, a cause, a suspicious activity. Speaker, if that is how one defines street check, then let me be absolutely clear that our new regulation will end those types of stops. They will not be tolerated. In fact, Speaker, they will be banned through our regulations. Speaker, what we are now working on is making sure that those interactions that take place as a result of on the basis of suspicious activity or some sort of criminal activity, that there be rights-based safeguard put in place that comply with the Supreme Court of Canada's jurisprudence, that comply with the rights that are guaranteed and enshrined in the Charter of Rights and Freedom and Ontario Human Rights Code. Speaker, if street checks being done in an arbitrary, random manner, they are being done improperly. We will not tolerate them, and we will ban them through regulations. Thank you.
Any question?